everywhere, GBS.
A very good evening and thank you for joining GBS News at 9. My name is Susan Nganga and with me tonight is our sign language interpreter, Alan Kiama. We begin this bulletin tonight with a special unpromised feature by our very own Davis Karani, where he puts the government on the spotlight due to its inability to curb wastage. The Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has the key focus tonight, where he is planning to spend, get this, over 338 million shillings on air travel alone in the current financial year. This translates to nearly 1 million shillings spent every single day purely on flying, excluding other current costs such as food, fuel, office furniture, and other operational expenses. Let's take a look at that special and detailed report on the DPS office travel expenditure. We will bring you that feature later on in the bulletin. And now, President William Ruto leads the Nyota Fund Startup Capital Disbursement event earlier today in Butuani Waterfront Park, Malindi, Kilifi County. This follows after a 4-day business training to spark sustainable youth-led enterprises. The Nyota project supports youth from 60 wards in Kilifi, Tana River, and Lamu counties.
President Ruto says they have a program that will create job opportunities, enabling Kenyans to get Kenya. Ruto said that Kenyans are being searched by many companies because Kenyans are hardworking.
Tuko na program ambayo ya kufuata. Program ambayo tunasema ni kazi majuu. Kenya inajulikana duniani kote ya kwamba Kenya ni nchi ya watu wa kufanya bidii. Masomo yetu inatambulika duniani kote. Wakenya wengi wakiongea Kiingereza wanaongea kuzidi ya wazungu. Na sababu hiyo Wakenya wengi wanatafutwa na kampuni nyingi ya kufanya kazi nje ya Kenya. Na kwa sababu tuliona ni vizuri tuwe na mpango ya vijana kupata nafasi ya ajira, na tulikubaliana kazi ni kazi. Ikipatikana Kenya tufanye, ikipatikana nje ya Kenya tufanye. Niko na waziri wangu Bwana Alfred Mutua, ambaye nimempatia kazi ya kupanga vile ajira itapatikana, hasa ajira ya vijana watakaoenda kufanya kazi nje ya Kenya.
The president said they started a project about fish landing sites, saying there is 9 fish landing sites in coast. Ruto added that the ocean is a big resource in Kenya, urging the youths to use the resource to make money and raise the economy of Kenya.
Tuko na mpango ambayo mnajua tulianzisha ya mambo ya fish landing sites. Hii bahari ni rasilimali kubwa sana. Tuko na samaki, na katika hiyo program tuko hapa katika bahari hii tumeweka pesa ya serikali. Tuko na 9 fish landing sites, kwa sababu tunataka vijana wa sehemu hii wapate nafasi ya kutumia rasilimali ya bahari hii, tuweze kukuza biashara, tuweze kutengeneza nafasi ya ajira na tuendeshe uchumi wa sehemu hii.
Zipora Gaturia for GBS.
And now to our earlier special unpromised feature by our very own Davis Karani, where he puts the government on the spotlight due to its inability to curb wastage. The Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, has the key focus tonight, where he is planning to spend, get this, over 338 million Kenyan shillings on air travel alone in the current financial year. This translates to nearly 1 million shillings spent every single day purely on flying, excluding other current costs such as food, fuel, office furniture, and other operational expenses. Let's take a look at that special and detailed report on the DPS office travel expenditure.
I, Kithure Kindiki.
Ni fire si fire, ni noma si noma.
I will always truly
and diligently
serve the people of Kenya.
Rigathi Gachagua nitakuaibisha, wachana na mimi. Omba kura ya Karish, wewe wachana na mimi. Umuthende ni fire si fire, umuthende ni noma si noma.
I have not been able to travel because of the previous national duty I was doing, which compelled me to stay within the territory of the Kenya 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki in 2025 has been in the air, flying in high-speed jets aircrafts, moving from one destination to another, both locally and internationally.
It is evident that the bottom-up economic transformation agenda is not just a slogan.
For immediate further austerity measures to reduce expenditure, starting with the Office of the President, the entire presidency, and extending to the entire executive arm of government. Operational expenditure in the presidency be reduced to remove allocations for the confidential fort, reduce travel, hospitality, purchase of motor vehicles, renovations, and other expenditures. This will cover the entire presidency and also the executive arm of government.
Between July last year and June this year, the Office of the Deputy President plans to spend 338 million shillings on air travels alone. The figure submitted by the Deputy President's Office to the government's electronic procurement system (GBS), which shows that out of the amount, 150.2 million shillings is allocated to the helicopter services, 144.05 million shillings to commercial flights, while 44.57 million shillings has been set aside to chartered aircrafts. Data from the Office of the Controller of Budget further shows that between July and September last year, the Deputy President's Office spent 425.87 million shillings in total, with 43.84 million shillings going solely to domestic and foreign air travels. Interestingly, the first quarter appears to have been the least flight-intensive period, as payment projections seen indicate that air travels was expected to rise sharply between October and December, and again between January and March. For helicopter services alone, the Deputy President's Office projected a total of 5,010 helicopter trips for the full financial year. Of these, 1,002 trips were planned for the third quarter and 1,002 trips for the financial quarter covering April, May and June 2026.
I have not been able to travel because of the previous national duty I was doing, which compelled me to stay within the territory of the Kenya 24 hours, 7 days a week, including on Christmas Day. I'm the only person who for the last 2-3 years have not been able to even go on Christmas.
The Deputy President has been seen to have a taste for finer things in life, and on several occasions, he has been seen using luxury aircraft for both domestic and international engagements. November 2024, just days after assuming office, Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki traveled to Botswana to attend the swearing-in of President Duma Boko, flying aboard a Rolls-Royce powered Fokker 70, an aircraft comparable to Kenya's official presidential jet. When broken down, the number paints a striking picture, with 338 million shillings over 12 months translating to approximately 928,316 shillings spent every single day by the DP's office on air travels alone. With the cost of living rising high, the Executive Office of the Deputy President spends 1 million daily on air travels alone. When he came to address the public after the Gen Z took to the street in June 2024, President William Ruto promised to cut the cost of living and reduce government expenditure. What happened to this promise? It is a question that only time will tell. Davis Karani for GBS News.
And as always, a stellar report from Davis Harani. And now to the matters education. Kenya's Principal Secretary for TVET, Dr. Esther Moria, has actively promoted the modularization of the competency-based education and training that is CBET curriculum rollout, countering criticism by highlighting stakeholder involvement and its benefits for skills development. While no direct court-level consultation claims as misleading, Moria and the ministry circulars emphasize collaborative processes with TVETs, CDSEC, industry partners and institutions ahead of the May 2025 full adoption. The modular CBET system divides training into skill-specific units, that is the micro-credentials, across levels 3 to 6, enabling faster certification and job entry.
Examining of our students is formative. It is not summative. We are saying that if we are training you to do bricklaying, for example, we will observe you and check that you can do absolute bricklaying as you do it, and we declare you competent in bricklaying. What we are interested in is ensuring that if the young people have the skill, they can be able to do what it is that they are required to do. 1.5 months is enough to train the technicians for solar installation. And they are doing the solar installation here now. And the fee itself in the TVET space, we want to make it very clear this morning that it was capped at 35,000 for all the students, whatever course they are taking.
And now to matters counties. Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru has launched a program to distribute sanitary pads to over 3,000 girls in 20 schools. The program, spokesperson by the County Department of Gender and Youth, is not only geared towards providing girls with sanitary pads, but also seeks to empower them with confidence, resilience, and knowledge. Speaking to girls at Kirinyaga secondary schools, officials say this is part of a bigger plan to ensure that none of these girls misses school just because it is that time of the month. The school heads and other stakeholders in the education sector have welcomed this move, terming it timely, especially given that most families cannot afford these facilities owing to economic challenges. According to the county government, almost 3 out of every 10 girls miss schools every month just because it is that time of the month. However, while this is the mainly focused on the girl child, other programs for the boy child are also in the pipeline to ensure that all children in the county are supported.
Tuko na wajibu wetu wa kukua ya kwamba tunaangalia hawa watu ndio wajisikie wako pia ndani ya kaunti ya Kirinyaga, na tukisaidia hawa wengine kama vile tunafanya na sports, pia hawa wasikuwe wanawachwa nyuma. Mwaka huu tumeweka pesa milioni 30 ambazo zitakuwa zikitumika kusaidia vijana, kina mama na pia persons with disability na wengineo ambao wale tunaita vulnerable and common interest groups.
We're on a sanitary distribution exercise. We've gone to 20 schools across Kirinyaga County in various wards. The essence of this exercise is to curb the sanitary pads issue, especially in the poverty pockets in the schools that we have in Kirinyaga. The essence is also to ensure that no girl child is left behind, especially during their menses. This is to ensure that there is no dropout, no issues of performance, especially when the girl child is concerned. Please also note that the boy child is not left behind. We have other programs that will involve boy child, especially in the second phase, and we're looking forward to such a program.
And I really appreciate the pads that we've been given to our girls, especially during this time when parents are really crying that they don't have money. I know it will go far. Majority of them now will stay in school and will continue to cover the syllabus, and the curriculum will go on well. And I want to trust, because of this act, many of my students, especially the girls, are going to perform, and we really appreciate Mheshimiwa for that very act.
The traders and farmers in Narok County are calling on the government to take advantage of the sunny weather to fix the roads that are impassable during the rainy season. Speaking in Kojonga in Narok East, the traders say the lack of proper roads continues to affect the movement of farm produce to markets, even though the county is a major contributor to the country's agricultural products. They said that the traders avoid the area during the rainy season, which has caused the farmers to lose their produce, which goes to waste. The farmers in Narok, Mr. Jeremiah Punywa, said that most of the crops rot in the farms during the rainy season due to the lack of proper roads, while Mr. Joseph said that the lack of proper roads affects the traders who sometimes use more than one car to transport goods to the markets, which raises the cost of transport. Speaking on the issue, Narok East Member of Parliament, Mr. Ken, said that the national government has done its part in improving the roads in Narok County, but the county government has been slow in addressing the issue.
Na kuna barabara ya county government. Ama ni aje? Lazima tuelewane. Vile Yesha anasema. Mimi nitaomba chairman chairman ongea na huyu mtu wa roads engineer Kerembo. Ile spending kidogo tuko nayo, hii watu watengenezee barabara, wafanye tu grading. Okay? Na wafanye very soon kabla haijanyesha. Sawa? Lakini ujue barabara ni aka?
Chakula ni mingi hapa na bei ndio mbaya. Sinaomba serikali atusaidie tutengenezee barabara na delemisha sisi kidogo, chakula apate kidogo, tupate bei. Ile watalaisha serikali, watajiri ndio wanachukua yote, sisi nabaki najaribu kwenda kuangalia message mashughuli yote. Sasa naomba serikali atuleleze mashinani tupande hiyo na hiyo mbegu na hiyo watalaisha serikali. Na mbegu nataka mbegu mzuri, kwa sababu iko mwaka mwingine tumepata hapa kwa Jonga pata mbegu mbaya. Sasa serikali, naomba serikali atupatie sisi mahindi mzuri. Naomba serikali tukuje tusaidie na watalaisha. Sisi napanda piasi.
Kama vile mmekuja hivyo, nafikiri mmeona hiyo barabara vyenye iko. Sasa hata iko na afadhali. Sasa kukinyesha hii barabara huwezi enda mahali. Na lazima usimame huko. Kwa sababu tunaonanga mvua ikianza kunyesha hivi, tunaanza kustuka. Juu sasa ukitoka pale ukikuja hivi, kama hakuna mvua ukuje uwekelee mzigo, kunyesha hiyo gari unaiwachanga hapo.
And with that, it is time for us to take a short break. Keep your feedback streaming into social media platforms at GBS TV Africa. The SMS line is always 21144. We'll be right back.
Hey yo, Mambo VP man, Mambo VP. Welcome to Echo Muziki. This is the best gospel show in East and Central Africa. My good name is Bensi, but you can call me the true ninja, and of course I'm not alone. I'm with the baddest, the illest, the freshest, Mr. Chicky Chicky Chick, DJ Jalaz with a Z. Yes, sire. This is where we bring you the top gospel song of the week. The top 10 best gospel jams in the week, of course.
Na haya yote ni kwa neema, si kwa nguvu, ni kwa neema.
And of course, we bring you the best gospel news. And of course, the freshest interviews from the best guests. Catch us live each and every Saturday starting from
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
So make sure you tell your friend, to tell a friend, to tell his friend that this is the best show.
Only on
GBS TV Africa.
We are going to make ta-da! A boba tea letter set. We're going to make the letter set. It looks really cute, right? Now we are finished to make.
For today's topic, we are going to be talking about tranquility in diversity, celebrating Africa through youth expressions.
We have to understand that our parents are from a different generation from ours.
For sure.
And so there are things that they might not understand. So what the girl should do, just like Amelis amesema, just make sure mi usema kichwa ngumu polite. I don't know if there is a word. Kichwa ngumu polite.
When I started modeling, my mom was against it. Kabisa, like she never wanted to hear anything about modeling. She used to tell me, you're supposed to concentrate in school. So every time I used to go for a modeling event, my mom would call me and quarrel me. So most of the times I used to hide. I used to go to events secretly. So when Miss Tranquility happened, they posted the event. It was online. And she saw, I think she saw on television, Amelis Nyongesa crowned Miss Tranquility.
That is my daughter. That is my daughter.
So my mom called me and told me, why didn't you tell me you're going for the event? I told her, how could I even open up and tell you I'm going for the event, because she was so against it.
Africans, we are great. We do a lot of things, but we are not credited.
As a model, like you can't crown a beauty queen without brains. Like they say, beauty with brains.
As a model, you shouldn't be losing your heritage just because of what you watch on YouTube or what you see on TikTok or on Instagram. Keep once a model, okay, mi usema once an artist, hii kitu ita sound fiti na Kiswahili. Manze once a msanii, always a msanii.
I think there's a lot we don't know out here about this industry, but that's why we're here anyway.
Yeah.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to the bulletin, and now for sports lovers, it's time for your most anticipated part of the bulletin, the sports news. Let's get sporty. And now we begin the sports news with a very sad news. The Kenyan football community and Kenyans in general are mourning Kakamega Homeboys defender Silas Abungana, who died while receiving treatment at Kakamega County General Hospitals. Reports say the incident followed a domestic dispute in Muranda village, and police are searching for a suspect who fled the scene. Abungana, who had also played for the Shabana FC and Gusii Stars, was last in action just days earlier in a league match against Mara Sugar FC. And now, in the FKF Premier League, Nairobi United hoped for a domestic rebound after their CAF Confederation Cup exit. But relegation threatened. APS Bomet surprised everyone with a gritty performance at Nyayo Stadium, stealing the spotlight and shaking up the league's bottom standings. APS Bomet stunned Nairobi's United 2-1, taking the lead through Tony Naibei before David Mwangi made it 2. And although Mwajiri Hakizimana pulled one back late, the visitors held on. The win lifts at APS Bomet to 14th in their survival fight, while Nairobi United stay 10th on 25 points and face a tougher road ahead as they prepare to play Mara Sugar next. And now to some international sports. Manchester City booked their place at Wembley with a dominant win over Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, completing a comfortable aggregate victory, defending a 2-goal first-leg lead. Pep Guardiola's side turned on the style at the Etihad, blowing the tie open with a commanding first-half performance to seal the spot in the final. Manchester City cruised past Newcastle to reach the Carabao Cup final with a 3-1 win on the night and 5-1 on aggregate, inspired by a first-half double from Omar and a quick counter finish by Tijani. James Trafford's big saves kept City in control early, while Anthony Elanga's second-half strike was only a consolation for the Magpies, who also lost Anton Gordon to injury. The result sets up a Wembley final showdown between Pep Guardiola's and his former assistant Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. And with that, you have come to the end of the news bulletin. It's always a pleasure having you on board. My name is Susan Nganga, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Alan Kiama. Have a good night.
Everywhere, GBS.